Today we're going to do my final power rankings for China and Americas of this VCT 2025 season. Let's start with China. First, take a look at what I did a couple of weeks ago. And this is where we are. Obviously, we are somewhat through the Chinese playoffs. So this one probably will be the easiest one to do because we are somewhat through the Chinese playoffs. But XLG, BLG, great. Then it starts to quickly fall apart, and I was way off. Shows how quickly things can change in a couple weeks, but like FPX are in a terrible spot, Tracer in a terrible spot. EDG and Wolves, but AG, Tai Lu, they're way up there. They're way gone past these teams. So it just goes to show how wrong you can be. So with that said, let's do this tier list then. And at the bottom goes our boys Tech, and second bottom will go JDG. Now Nova managed to beat Wolves, and they actually did look pretty good in that game, but I'm still going to put them in 10th and just think that it was a fluke. Now, I am going to put Wolves next. I know, like, they didn't make playoffs, and these are the 4 teams that didn't make playoffs, so I think you have to, based on their form, put them there because, yeah, they lost to Nova, so at that point, it is what it is. Now, the 2 teams that got eliminated in 7th and 8th were FPX and Trace, and I think, honestly, it's only fair to actually put them in 7th and 8th. And I would probably say Trace looked a little bit better than FPX. FPX fell off a cliff. Like, they looked really good the first couple weeks, and they very quickly didn't look very good the next couple weeks. And so I don't know what happened to them. But yeah, not great from them. Then, I mean, I do think there's probably a group of teams next that you could argue between, really, and that's Tai Lu, AG, EDG, and DRG. I think these are the next teams. I think that BLG and XLG are at the top still. I'm still going to put BLG there, and I'm still going to put XLG second. XLG did lose a game, but I'm not worried about it too much. I think they'll probably be fine. They already had first seed. And then here we go. Between these guys, EDG don't look that good. EDG genuinely don't look that good. I think I'm going to put AG in 6. You know what's so crazy about this? Is I think I'm going to put EDG next. I'm going to put DRG third, which isn't great for Wolves because DRG can't finish third for that. But, I mean, I don't even particularly like the look of DRG. But, yeah, I think this is a bit of a rough one. Although Tai Lu and AG, look at how high they've risen. And then on to VCT Americas, and this one we can have a bit more fun with. This is what my previous VCT Americas looked like. Obviously, these are the top 2. You could lock these 2 somewhere in the top 2 the entire year, and you would have been correct, because Americas is a dull region. But moving on down the list, 100 Thieves 3rd, not feeling as great about that. Cloud9 4th, not feeling great about that. NRG, okay. Lev, not too bad, to be honest. I was actually a bit surprised when I saw I hadn't put Lev a bit lower down. Crew, Loud, EG, MIBR. I mean, they're out of playoffs. And then I actually had Furia over 2G. Which is, again, interesting. You forget how, the narratives change. But I'll tell you right now, this is going to be flipped. Okay, so yes, Furia will be going in 12th, and 2G will be going in 11th. I think that's fair. And honestly, 10th place is very easy as well for me. And that's EG, who are very, very disappointing. And I really, really do hope that Fury beat them 2-1 and 2G go to playoffs, because that would just be very funny. But also, EG, I mean, honestly, I think EG are closer to 2G than they are 9th. And in 9th, I think it's probably a debate between MIBR and Loud, which isn't great for Brazilian Valorant. I mean, look at this. You've got the 4 Brazilian teams in the bottom 5. I mean, that's pretty rough. MIBR did have a bit of a resurgence, and these 2 teams play each other, and I personally am picking MIBR to win that game, so I guess I'm putting MIBR there. I understand if you're a Loud fan, 100 Thieves game was close. Their Sunset was actually insanely good, somehow. It was, like, insane. And so that might give you some hope of, like, hey, if they just play like that, they could be up here, right? And that's true, but they don't all the time, and a lot of the time they look pretty bad, so yeah, I'm going to put them down in 9th because I think MIBR will beat them. We know who the top 2 are. I mean, there's no point in kind of like, who's going to be number 1 and 2? Well, it's going to be these 2. I think if Leaf comes back, I actually would put G2 above Sen, I think, even without seeing it. But I don't know if Leaf is back this week. And Sen right now are playing well enough to where I think they do deserve the 1 seed. And actually would be a debate. I think Sen are playing well enough to where you could have a debate over who would be the best in Americas, even if G2 had Leaf. But you know, that's still up for consideration. And then you've got the rest, right? And this is really where the debate comes in Americas, right? You've got these 5 teams. And before doing this experiment, I was thinking, right? I was thinking about basically 2 of these teams, and maybe MIBR if they make it on points and get a bit lucky, but most likely 2 of these teams are making it to champs from Americas, right? 2 of those 5. And I was just thinking, like, that's gonna be rough for Americas. Like, G2 and Sen will almost certainly get out of their group, I would think. They're good enough to definitely get out of the group. I was thinking about these 5 teams, if they went to champs, they might not win a map. Like, legit, they might not win a map. Because, you might think that's like a bit, you know, oh, you're going too harsh on them, their TMV. Let me explain. They're going to go to champs as a 3rd or a 4th seed. Let's even take the good scenario where you're the 3rd seed. Let's say NRG are the 3rd seed. Well, their group could look like this. It could look like Billy as the 1 seed in that group. Which, I'm doing that because it's funny, but also, it very well could be Billy. The 2 seed could very easily be Team Heretics. And the 4 seed that they're with could very easily be Gen G. If that is the case, and you end up with that kind of group, I don't think NRG... Like, they definitely don't win a game. I think that they would go home. I think any of these teams in that kind of group, which they could easily end up in, they just go home. Right? They don't win a game. And even if they do end up in a favorable group, I don't like their chances of getting to playoffs. I really, really don't. Especially some of them with the way they look right now. So, with that in mind, how would I rank these teams? I think it's actually easiest. I think I'm going to put NRG 3rd. I think that's the easiest of them, is to put NRG 3rd. But, I mean, again, if G2 played NRG, would they win a map? Probably not. Right? So if Sen played NRG, like if Sen played NRG in a best of 5, would it be 5-0? Honestly, maybe. It's not great, is it? It really isn't great. These 4, I think, are pretty hard to set. I think I'm going to put Crew in 7th. I really don't think Crew are very good. Like, I really, really think they're quite bad, Crew. To be honest, the way that they look, like, if their aim doesn't bail them out, they look awful. And then you've got these 3. Oh, I think I'm going to put Cloud9 6. It's tough with Cloud9 to know where they are in this mix because their group is so weird, where it's just got the 3 worst teams plus the 2 best teams and them. Like, it is very difficult to put them... You could make an argument that they're anywhere in this group, but it's tough to know. I'm just going to put them 6 kind of in the middle of it, I suppose, which is where Cloud9 always are, right? They're always 6. And then you got 100 Thieves and Lev. I guess I'm going to put 100 Thieves above Lev for now. Over the course of the stage, I think they have definitely been the better team. Yeah, I think 100 Thieves have just shown a little bit more overall. So I guess that's my Americas ranking. But genuinely, when you do that thought experiment of looking forward to America's teams and champs, I'm not looking forward. I'm looking forward to Sen and G2. Like I have been every other tournament. And everything else is quite depressing.